Imagine a game so terrifying, it redefines the very concept of fear. Welcome to the eerie world of Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Released in 2010 by the innovative minds at Frictional Games, this game didn't just scare players. It changed the way we experience fear in video games. Before Amnesia, horror games relied on jump scares, grotesque monsters, and gory visuals. But Amnesia was different. It took a step back from the traditional horror elements, and instead plunged players into an immersive world where their own minds became the playground for terror. In Amnesia, players find themselves in the shoes of Daniel, a man who wakes up in a desolate castle with no memory of his past. Armed with nothing but a lantern, players are left to navigate through the shadowy halls of the castle, piecing together fragments of Daniel's lost memory while evading the ghastly creatures that lurk in the darkness. But what truly sets Amnesia apart is its psychological horror. Instead of relying on the physical threat of monsters, the game uses the unseen and the unknown to instill fear. The more you see the monsters, the more your sanity decreases, blurring the line between reality and imagination. It's a game where the unseen is often more terrifying than what's right in front of you. Amnesia, The Dark Descent also introduced a unique mechanic that would become a staple in horror games: the sanity system. As Daniel's sanity decreases, so does his perception of reality. Hallways stretch, shadows dance, and voices whisper from the darkness. This adds a whole new layer of fear, as players are not just fighting for Daniel's survival, but also for his sanity. The game's innovative approach to horror, its immersive gameplay, and its chilling narrative have made it a standout in the genre. It redefined what a horror game could be, turning the player's own mind into the ultimate horror show. Thus began the chilling tale of Amnesia, The Dark Descent, a game that would leave a lasting mark on the horror genre. As players stepped into the shoes of Daniel, an amnesiac man, they were plunged into a world of terror. The game opens with Daniel awakening in a dark and foreboding castle, with no memory of how he got there. The only thing he remembers is his name, that he's from London, and that something is hunting him. The castle, a character in its own right, is filled with dark corridors and eerie, creaking noises, creating an atmosphere of palpable tension and fear from the get-go. As players navigate its winding hallways, they're met with a chilling silence, broken only by their own footsteps echoing in the gloom. The game's innovative mechanics further enhance this feeling of dread. One of the standout features is the sanity system. Instead of a traditional health bar, players must manage Daniel's mental state. Spending too much time in darkness, witnessing unsettling events, or looking at the monsters for too long causes Daniel's sanity to drop. This results in blurred vision, hearing imaginary sounds, and even collapsing on the floor, making the game world feel even more threatening. But what truly sets Amnesia apart is the lack of combat. There are no weapons to defend yourself with, no way to fight back against the lurking horrors. This only serves to heighten the sense of vulnerability and helplessness, making every moment a desperate struggle for survival. The puzzles that players must solve to progress are also cleverly woven into the narrative. They're not just obstacles, but integral parts of the story, helping to piece together Daniel's fragmented memories and revealing the grim history of the castle. But as players delve deeper into the castle, successfully navigating its labyrinthine corridors and solving its cryptic puzzles, they soon realize that the real terror is still to come. The castle is alive with more than just fear. There are things that lurk in the shadows, things that are hunting Daniel. As players delve deeper into the castle, the real horror was only just beginning. With every step forward, the dark secrets of Castle Brennenburg unfolded. As players delved deeper into the game, the narrative threads started to weave a chilling tapestry of horror. One pivotal aspect of Amnesia, The Dark Descent, was the slow, methodical unveiling of the protagonist Daniel's past. Stricken with amnesia, Daniel's journey was not just through the dark corridors of the castle, but also into the forgotten recesses of his own mind. The game cleverly used notes and flashbacks as narrative devices, allowing players to gradually piece together the grim puzzle. Each discovered note, each echoing memory, served as a beacon, shedding light on Daniel's purpose and the castle's eerie past. They revealed that Daniel was not an innocent bystander, but a man with a dark history, a man who had made a pact with the devil out of desperation. The castle itself was a character, a silent witness to countless horrors. Its bloody history unfolded through chilling notes and disturbing artifacts. The castle's previous owner, Alexander, was revealed to be a man driven by obsession, who performed grotesque experiments in his quest for immortality. The castle's dungeons echoed with the screams of his victims, and its walls were stained with their suffering. The game's narrative techniques were masterfully woven into the gameplay, creating a seamless horror experience. The notes and flashbacks were not mere exposition. They were chilling reminders of the player's actions and their consequences. They painted a haunting picture of the past and of the horrors that awaited in the darkness. The game didn't just scare players with monsters lurking in the shadows, it made them grapple with their own morality. Daniel's past actions and the player's choices in the present blurred the lines between hero and villain. The game posed a disturbing question. When faced with fear and desperation, how far would you go to survive? As the dark secrets of Castle Brennenburg came to light, players were left grappling with their own fears and morality. In the years following its release, Amnesia, The Dark Descent cast a long, terrifying shadow. Indeed, this game wasn't just another title in the horror genre, it was a revolution. It redefined what it meant to be a horror game, setting a new standard of fear that many have tried, yet few have truly matched. It was like a chilling breeze that swept through the gaming landscape, leaving an indelible mark that we still feel today. Amnesia's legacy is far-reaching. Its influence can be seen in numerous horror games that followed. It popularized mechanics such as sanity systems and the concept of defenselessness, where players are stripped of any means to fight back, only able to run, hide, or die. This game showed us that the absence of power can be just as terrifying, if not more, than any monster lurking in the dark. But it wasn't just about the scares. Amnesia, The Dark Descent was widely acclaimed for its storytelling. It wove a complex narrative of guilt, dread, and desperation that kept players on the edge of their seats, not just in fear, but in anticipation of what twisted revelation would come next. The critics' response was overwhelmingly positive. The game received numerous awards and accolades, including the Best Horror Game from IGN and Best PC Game from GameSpy in 2010. Its enduring popularity among gamers is testament to its success. Even today, a decade after its release, it continues to draw in new players and terrify them in ways they never thought possible. Amnesia, The Dark Descent is more than just a game. It's a masterclass in fear, a testament to the power of psychological horror, and a milestone in the history of gaming. Its legacy is a chilling reminder of what games are capable of, pushing boundaries and daring to explore the darkest corners of the human psyche. Amnesia, The Dark Descent, a game that transformed fear into an art form, continues to haunt the nightmares of gamers around the world. From its chilling premise to its enduring legacy, Amnesia, The Dark Descent, has left an indelible mark on the gaming world. Its unique blend of immersive storytelling and innovative gameplay mechanics have carved out a niche that continues to influence the horror genre to this day. Let's take a moment to look back on the journey we've taken, down into the depths of Castle Brennenburg and into the tortured mind of our protagonist, Daniel. The game's mechanics, with their focus on mental health and the constant tension between light and darkness, were nothing short of revolutionary. They pushed the boundaries of what we thought possible in a game, challenging us to manage our fear just as much as our resources. And who could forget the story? The tale of Daniel's descent into madness, the haunting memories that lurk in the castle's shadowy corners, the monstrous gatherers lurking in the dark. It was a narrative that gripped us from the first moment, a story that dared to delve into the darkest corners of the human mind. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of Amnesia, The Dark Descent, is its lasting impact. It's a game that's left its mark not just on the players who experienced its terror firsthand, but on an entire generation of horror games that followed. From the sanity mechanics that have been adopted by countless other games, to the way it used its environment to build tension and fear, Amnesia has become a touchstone for the genre. Its influence can be seen far and wide. in games that dare to push the envelope and challenge our expectations. Amnesia, The Dark Descent is more than just a game. It's an experience, a journey into the heart of fear itself. It's a testament to the power of interactive storytelling that can make us feel such raw, visceral emotions. It's a game that dared to redefine fear, to make us question what we thought we knew about horror. Amnesia, The Dark Descent, a game that dared to redefine fear, remains a chilling testament to the power of interactive storytelling.